The Synthetic Lens. Follow-up briefing, Sunday, April 26th. I'm David Carver. Two stories we've been tracking since yesterday are developing fast, and they both took significant turns overnight. First, the White House Correspondents Dinner shooting. We now have a suspect identified, a manifesto, and federal charges coming. Second, Iran's diplomatic dance in Islamabad. The U.S. envoys never showed, but Iran's foreign minister did. We'll start with the shooting. Marcus, what do we know?
The suspect is 31-year-old Cole Tomas Allen from Torrance, California. He has been identified as the gunman who opened fire at the Washington Hilton Saturday night during the Correspondents' Dinner. CBS News confirms Allen was armed with a shotgun, a handgun, and multiple knives when he charged a security checkpoint outside the event.
And the manifesto?
Allen sent a written manifesto to family members just minutes before the attack. In it, he called himself, quote, the friendly federal assassin, end quote, and named specific high-ranking Trump administration officials as targets. A senior U.S. official confirmed the manifesto clearly stated his intent to target the administration. Authorities also found anti-Trump and anti-Christian rhetoric on his social media accounts.
What about the president?
President Trump and First Lady Melania were safely evacuated. A Secret Service agent was struck by at least one round but was wearing a bulletproof vest and is expected to be okay. No attendees were seriously injured. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche said on Face the Nation this morning that preliminary findings suggest Allen was specifically targeting Trump and administration officials. The president later posted a photo to social media showing the shirtless suspect on the ground with his arms tied behind his back. Trump called Allen, quote, a sick guy who hates Christians.
Who is Cole Allen? What's his background?
CBS reports he was an educator from Torrance, California, with an engineering degree from a, quote, prestigious university. The New York Times reports he took a train from Los Angeles to Chicago, then from Chicago to Washington, D.C., and checked into the Hilton a day or two before the dinner. He'll be arraigned Monday in federal court on 3 counts. U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro's office is handling the prosecution. The FBI is conducting the criminal investigation while the Secret Service investigates his background.
That's a lot of premeditation. Train travel across the country, checked into the hotel days early, manifesto sent minutes before. This wasn't spontaneous. Ingrid, what's the broader context here?
The press freedom angle is impossible to ignore. The White House Correspondents' Dinner is an annual event celebrating press freedom and the First Amendment. Just this week, over 500 journalists had petitioned the White House Correspondents Association about what they called the Trump administration's attacks on media access. Now, the dinner itself has been attacked. Trump has used the incident to call for increased security at public events. The irony of a press freedom event becoming the site of a targeted political attack is not lost on anyone.
James, security implications?
This is going to force a massive reassessment of security protocols for high-profile Washington events. The fact that someone could get that close to a sitting president with a shotgun, a handgun, and multiple knives at a hotel security checkpoint raises serious questions about screening procedures. The Secret Service agent who was hit survived only because of body armor. That's how close this came. Expect major changes to event security going forward.
Now, let's switch to the Iran situation. Stan, what's the latest from Islamabad?
So the big story this morning is that Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi actually returned to Islamabad today despite Trump canceling the U.S. envoy trip. Pakistan is still trying to mediate. But here's where it gets complicated. Iran's President Pezeshkian told Pakistan's Prime Minister Sharif in a phone call that Tehran will not re-enter peace negotiations as long as the United States maintains its naval blockade of ships traveling to and from Iranian ports. That's Iran's condition. End the blockade first, then we talk.
And Trump's response?
Trump told Fox News today that any future negotiations can happen by phone. Quote, if they want to talk, they can come to us or they can call us. You know, there is a telephone. We're not sending people to travel 18 hours to meet. He also said an offer he received from Iranian officials for a lasting peace deal was, quote, not enough. Lindsey Graham backed the decision, calling the blockade, quote, brilliant in concept and execution, and saying Trump has, quote, many good options to make sure the gains against the Iranian regime are maintained.
What about the coalition effort on the Strait of Hormuz?
The UK is stepping up.
British ambassador to the U.S., Christian Turner, said on Face the Nation today that Britain shares the same policy goals as the U.S. and wants to constrain the Iranian regime. Prime Minister Keir Starmer and French President Emmanuel Macron are leading a coalition to secure the Strait of Hormuz and support a lasting ceasefire. Turner said the plan includes a, quote, whole package of boats, drones, and intelligence to ensure shipping can resume safely once the strait is open. He emphasized that the global economy is suffering and needs this resolved.
So to summarize where things stand on both stories, the WHCD shooting suspect is in custody, identified, charged, arraigned Monday. Motive appears to be targeted political violence against the administration. On Iran, the diplomacy is limping along. Iran's FM is in Islamabad, but won't negotiate under blockade. Trump won't send envoys, but says phone talks are fine. The UK-France coalition is working to secure Hormuz. Neither story is anywhere near resolved. We'll continue tracking both. If you want primary sources, everything in this briefing is drawn from CBS News, CNN, The Washington Post, The New York Times, The Associated Press, and Fox News. This has been The Synthetic Lens. See you next time.